What's up, guys? I'd like to welcome you back to one of my more to explore with Maynard videos. We're out here on Little Elk Creek Trail. This is actually in between Sturgis and Rapid City, just along I-90. It's actually not too far off of I-90 itself. You have to just take exit 44 and then come down Little Elk Creek Road, and at the very end of the road is where the trail begins, actually. So it's actually really easy to find if you kind of follow the directions, and it follows a creek bed, and it also goes up to a place called Dalton Lake, which is actually pretty cool. It's just at the trailhead as you start coming up the hill. This actually follows an old railroad grade, so it's actually pretty easy walking. They say there's a lot of ponds and little waiting areas next to the creek bed as you're actually heading up the hill. So this is actually no motor vehicles up here, but if you actually get up to the very top where it connects with Dalton, the Dalton Lake area, there's actually like a camping and fishing and hiking area through there as well. So it's actually kind of cool. So we'll see what we can find on this one. It's just gravel, a few rocky surfaces, but other than that, it's not paved. So far it's not muddy. It's actually pretty well maintained. Like I said, it follows an old railroad grade, so it's actually not as steep as one would think. So let's just check this guy out. Ooh-wee. It's been a little bit since I've been out. I actually started a new job. That's what I was talking about the last time I was out on an actual trail. The simple fact that I was most likely going to start a new job. And I did. Going back to what I do best, and that is actually heavy equipment operations. Oh, that's beautiful. There's a little creek area runs through here. I'll take some photos on the way back down. It kind of runs right along this hillside. Kind of reminds me of there's an Iron Creek Trail that is in Spearfish Canyon. But anyways, yeah, I got a new job. Heavy equipment operations for Stewin Construction in Lead. I've only been there a week so far, 3 days total, but I've absolutely love it. Get to play in the dirt. We're putting in septic tanks up in a rural housing development area. Oh, that's cool. Is that sandstone? That creek area. I knew this was going to be next to a creek, so I sprayed myself down with a lot of bug spray. So hopefully I won't get bit up. My luck, I'm still probably going to get bit up, but at least not as bad. And I know it's kind of hot and muggy out, so I decided to make sure I packed my CamelBak. It looks like somebody had a fire going up in that thing. So like I said, when you get up to Dalton Lake, there is a camping area where there's fishing and things of that nature. You can actually get to that area. There's backside. There's a road that leads around and connects with Dalton Lake. I've never actually been to it, so it should be pretty cool. They said it's 5.7 miles round trip, so up and back. Ooh, it's getting kind of warm. It's a good thing I brought my water. Probably gonna go through all my water. I've been dehydrated the last couple days. Of course, it was the 4th of July. The weekend before, we actually went camping. My family loves to go out to Sheridan Lake. So we got a camping spot out there. We're out there for... Well, my mom and I were out there for 3 days. My brother and sister showed up a day later. They were only out there for 2. But we had fun. Set up my hammock finally, which I forgot to bring with me just in case. It's really easy set up and tear down that hammock. As long as I'm not setting up the tarp with it. Tarp has a whole different setup as well. Yeah, I've never even known that this place was here. Like I said, like I always say, there's always adventure even in your own backyard. If you're watching this in a totally different state, oh man, I'd love to be in Colorado. I mean, Rocky Mountains, I'm sure there's so many national parks you can visit. I'm just glad that this is in my own backyard, the Black Hills of South Dakota. So I can actually get out on a day like today and go visit and walk a trail. Just kind of see what's new. A little further up on this hill, you actually see there was a wildland fire that pretty much just ravaged this hillside. There's really no big trees on it. You got a few small ones, a lot of bushes. You know, that happened, man, I want to say 8, maybe 9 years ago. People were afraid it was actually gonna come down and jump the interstate. It would have been a grassland fire. I mean, there's nothing but prairie after another set of little hills. So I got another person either walking way up there in front of me, or they're coming down the hill towards me. I'm not 100% sure. There was only 2 cars in the trailhead area when I first showed up. There's a bug on my camera. Hitching a ride. Just taking a walk. Yep, so I'm no longer in the hospitality business. For those of you that are in the hospitality business and are going to stay in the hospitality business, I commend you 100%. Yeah, they're going away from me. You know, like I said, I commend you 100% and applaud you for being the person that you are. I mean, I thought I could deal with some shit, but boy, was I wrong. But I don't know. I always wanted to own my own business. Hospitality, I'm not 100% sure if that would be anything I would want to get back into, especially if I wanted to open my own business. And little trails that run off, I'm not 100% sure where they go. I don't know if those are game trails, or people just kind of making their own to see where it leads. But there's like maybe 10 that I've passed in the last half mile. Just kind of lead off into the woods, which is kind of weird. I always say stay to the maintained trail. Never to wander off, because you can cause erosion, deteriorating factors to the hillsides. Some rare cases, I mean, you could get attacked by wildlife. Especially if you're in like Colorado and areas like that. Knows you might get attacked by a bear, mountain lion, a moose, elk. I don't think they have moose up there, sorry, elk. That's the first thing that was coming to mind, but yeah, take a look at that, guys. If you can focus in on that. Up there you can actually kind of see where the fire touched that hill. There's no trees on that little area that got all burned out. And so far this is a really, really nice trail. Trail guide recommends that you bring a towel with you, because you know, if you have children or if you have dogs, they are going to get into the water eventually at some point in time, and they will be wet and muddy. So bring a couple extra towels with you. Of course, I'm not getting into the water. I don't want to wash my bug spray off, because there's one thing I absolutely hate is a mosquito bite. Even though I got a couple from last camping trip. Got myself some new hiking shoes, guys. Really nice. Got some good tread. Kind of solid soles. Really light, airy fabric on top. Breathable fabric. So I wouldn't mind getting them wet if I had to. Maybe crossing a trail or do anything of that nature, but I do have socks on right now. I'd have to untie them and take my socks off. Look at that. This area is gorgeous. That's beautiful. I love that sound. Well, it's supposed to be just over 2.5 miles up, about 2.5 miles down. I probably only did about just over 1.25 miles, so it's probably another mile and a half up. So what I'm going to do is, if I see anything interesting for you guys, I will pull you back out. I'm trying to make these videos a little smaller, so that way I'm just not rambling and walking, which I've been doing quite a bit. I think I'm coming up on those people again. So I'm going to shut you off, and I will see you in a little bit. Alright, what's up, guys? I'm sweating like a pig. Heading back down the trail now. I just reached the top of the actual trail. It turns into a dirt road. Leads up a little further, and I'm assuming that's where Dalton Lake is actually located. I'm not 100% sure where that road comes out, or actually how you get back there. All I know is I'm at the top of this little ridge here, and it is windy. So if you guys are actually going to occur some windage in this, and you'll hear it in the background. But there's actually two ways to get to this trail too. So if you know the top, you'll walk your way down and back up, or you do like I did and start at the bottom walk your ass all the way back up to the top, and then I have to walk my fat butt all the way back down this trail. But I'm gonna turn you guys back on down at the very end of this, where it actually gets a little more rocky. So it doesn't stay the same exact trail the entire way. It does get a little more narrower, a little further as you actually reach the middle section. And I mean, there are some pretty cool little areas around here, and I'll try to stop and show you guys on the way down. But yeah, there's a section that just kind of gets pretty up and down. The old railroad grade disappears, and I think it just kind of caves in. You end up following right along the actual creek bed, and then you get back onto the old railroad grade and start walking your way up. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually turn you off again, and I will turn you guys back on when I actually get to that pretty cool section that I was talking about, because you actually cut through some really like neat trails in the actual creek bed. A few that kind of cut up the side, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to put you away right now, and I know the wind's a little windy through here, so I'm going to bring you back out when I get a little further down the hill. See you guys. Bye. Oh, good lord. Okay. So, you can see now, guys, this trail is actually turned into kind of a snail trail. It's a single person trail coming through here. Every now and then I actually see, I do believe, horse poop. This is the upper part. There's an actual lower part that walks like right by the actual creek down there. You can see it way down there. I'm on the upper part. It's a little more defined. We're down there. There's a few areas where you'll have to cross like a dry creek bed area. You don't really see where the trail goes. You almost have to kind of skirt the creek there. But yes, it does get a little more rocky as you're actually walking. But of course, I take the higher road. It's a little more well defined. I'm walking a little faster because if you haven't noticed, it got a little darker out. It's mainly because there's some storm clouds coming. There were some severe thunderstorm warnings for the area. They were issued about an hour and a half ago. They're supposed to go until about midnight. Those are mainly for the northern hills, but I'm kind of skirting the northern hills and central hills area. It's the main reason I didn't actually go up towards Spearfish. I decided to come down towards Rapid in the I-90 area. But the big ominous black cloud that's actually building behind me stole my sun, which is fine. It's not as hot as it was earlier. I'm not nearly as sweaty as I was. You see, the trail kind of gets a little more treacherous in some areas. It looks like some people have either tried to climb up or go down, or who knows, there might be actual like game trails, deer. Not 100% sure if the mountain goats come this way that we have in the area. And the other bad part about the storm that is trying to build above me is a simple fact that it's getting a little windier. So you guys are going to hear that wind. And we're actually coming back down where we meet that bottom trail. You see, like through there, it gets kind of treacherous. You'd have to climb those rocks right there and to get back over there to the trail, which kind of sucks, but Yeah, if you guys can see, that big black cloud is what stole my sun. It's making it a little more windier of a video for you guys. But this gets like this and kind of stays like this probably for another, I want to say at least a mile, or well, no, about a half mile actually. We're about a half mile away from that pretty cool area I was talking about, with where it kind of has to cut across the creek and the dry creek bed. I took some video of some water that actually is coming down the hill like a natural spring. It's coming down the hill, cuts across the trail, and goes down into the actual creek, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that is horse droppings. So they must take horses here. Should actually be kind of a cool little trail to cruise a horse on. I did see some mountain bike tire tracks cruising through here as well. Should be kind of a cool little area. Man, it'd be one heck of a struggle going uphill, but coming back down would be super cool. There'd just be a few little areas where you'd have to climb the hill a little bit, but yeah, other than that, you'd have all this like kind of rocky terrain to kind of cruise through and drop down on. Pick up a little speed through here and go right through there, or take the upper part and just kind of, I know there's a few more bigger rocks on the upper part, but like I said, I only seen the 2 cars below, and there was actually 1 car above. Those guys were actually enjoying taking some photos by the creek, and they even had their own little grill, like one of those little Kingsford, tiny Kingsford grill. I mean, that thing was so dang tiny, it's not even funny. I think you might be able to do 2 hamburgers on it. I mean, you'd have like 5 or 6 little charcoal things on there, maybe. It was that small. I was like, holy cow. But I guess if it was just you and another guy, or if it was just you by yourself, that's probably all you would ever need. Something like that. I always wanted to get my own little camping stove to actually take with me. I think I've mentioned that in videos before, which would be kind of cool. Have a little camping stove, and put it in my backpack, which I still want to get an actual backpack that you can put a bladder in, and you can add all the other things in there and have your walking sticks and stuff like that. With my new job, I might be able to afford something more along those lines, and that'd be kind of cool. That way I'd be well prepared just in case I ever got stuck out on a trail or I needed anything. But yeah, I mean, take a look at these rocks. The way these rocks are set up out here on both sides of this canyon. It almost looks like they're just ready to kind of collapse and take the canyon out. This is coming down to where the creek bed actually flows right past the trail. And earlier, as I was actually heading up the hill, I swear I heard a woman. Not 100% sure if I was actually hearing things, or there was like young people in the creek, because there were a few trails that kind of head down into the creek area. I didn't want to actually walk down there, disturb them if they were, having fun in one of these little pond areas. But I swear I heard like a woman say something and then kind of giggle. Stopped me for a few minutes, so I was looking around. I didn't see anything. A little further up the trail, there was a dress draped over a tree branch. like a sundress, so I'm assuming there's probably somebody here, so. But check this out. This is getting down into that little creek bed area. Woo-wee. It's a little treacherous. There's a few different ponds right next to the actual trail here. Take a look at. Yeah, take a look at that. Like that rock looks like it's about ready to just kind of smush anybody walking underneath this thing. And there's another rock that's over here. That's similar. On that one, looks like it's about ready to fall off that, come crushing down onto this canyon and smush me. Can't keep my mouth shut. Yeah, it goes like this for a little bit, which is kind of cool. Let's see if I can find out where that dress is at. Show you guys, because that was kind of random, just kind of sitting on a tree branch right next to the trail. If there are any kids out here, I'm pretty sure they're probably long gone back to their car, or who knows, if you lived on this road, wouldn't be a bad hike to come up, just kind of cool off, hot summer day. There were houses not too far away from the actual trailhead. And check that out. Wading those ponds, I mean, they are deep. They look deep. I don't know exactly how deep they are. But this, see, kind of, I think this all kind of caved in naturally. There's a trail that runs that way. I think I came through this one. Yeah, I did, because I had to walk across this water. Oh, branch just whipped me in the legs. It's gross. It's all wet. There was kind of a big pond right there. Yeah, it was this area here earlier. I was walking through. Whoops. Oh, tripped on a rock. But this area here I was walking through is where I heard the female voice. Like giggle and laugh. I was wondering, because there's trails that run off that way. It sounds like there's a big pond over there that somebody might be swimming in. Because I swear, I think I might have already passed the area where I seen the sundress. There was like a sundress top, kind of just hanging on a branch. I was like, whoa. Kind of freaked me out for a second. But young people, you know, they want to cool off, have some fun, they'll do so. Young people. Just celebrated a birthday on June 27th. I'm on the backside of the 30 now, heading closer to the 40 mark. But anyways, yeah, this area right here is pretty cool. I mean, we walk through here. Trail kind of zigzags closer to the water. Like I said, it's kind of a awesome little area. There's one little area down here. It kind of cuts right close to the actual creek side again. But yeah, this is a neat trail. Never been on it. All right. There's a trail that leads that way. Goes up around that rock. Assuming people climb that, which would be crazy. You'd have to be crazy to try to climb that thing. I don't know how far you'd make it before you'd want to back down. But me, being the idiot I am, I'd try to climb all the way to the top so I can take a cool ass picture. But as you heard, I actually just passed a family. Wife, child, and husband. Kind of walking up that way. But see, you can bring your kids on here. You can bring your dogs. They're allowed. I'm assuming, like it says on some of the signs, whatever you pack in, you pack out. So please, bring a small handle baggie if you need for garbage. If you're gonna do a picnic or anything like that out here, which would be more ideal. They had actual like a picnic table or a sit down spot where you can actually sit. You can sit on the rocks as well too. But all right, so now that I'm getting down in this flat area, it's kind of back into what I started the video off with. We're down, getting closer to the actual trailhead. It's all pretty much downhill from here. I would say probably about a quarter-mile walk from here. And like I said, it's 5.7 miles round trip to the road, which is at the very top of the trailhead, all the way back down to the bottom part of the trailhead. And then of course there's Dalton Lake, which is a little further up. I didn't get that far. Like I said, I want to turn around and kind of get down the trail so I can actually get back to my car before it actually does start raining on me. I haven't heard any thunder. Of course, you don't want to be out here when there's thunder or lightning. There are people who have died in the Black Hills that have actually been struck by lightning. The most recent one was about maybe 5-6 years ago. Some guy was actually disc golfing. They said they heard the thunder, never expected the lightning because the clouds weren't anywhere near them, and the guy got struck. He died. He was actually a college kid in Spearfish, which kind of is sad. I think they named a trail after him in the disc golf community, so like a basket and all that stuff, because he was an avid disc golfer, which I'm also a disc golfer as well. I disc golf every now and then. I actually haven't been out this year. I wanted to go out. I got to contact my friend. Maybe we can get out and go disc golfing in these days. And maybe I can videotape that. I mean, you guys will see me miss a lot, but it's always fun just to get out. And that's what this YouTube channel is all about, Whether it's going out camping, or it's going out doing disc golf, whether it's hiking a random trail, just get out there, get a little exercise in, get yourself in shape, even if it's just to lose a little bit of weight, or if it's to help with diabetes, or if it's, any other motives. I mean, it's well worth it, especially with this stuff. If it's in your own backyard, take a few minutes just to go down a trail and just enjoy nature. I have a couple things that I actually will introduce to you guys in the next YouTube video that I'm trying to take care of right now. So hopefully I could get that locked down, and like I said, tell you guys in the next video. Until then, I am almost to the bottom of the trail. I would say another not even a quarter of a mile, maybe 8, and I'll be there. So this was the video. Alright guys, just wanted to shoot a new outro for you guys because I actually made it just back to the trailhead. I misquoted it. It's actually Little Elk Creek Trailhead. I said Iron Creek, but it's Little Elk Creek. Of course, it's just at the very end of Little Elk Creek Road, or just off I-90. So if you just head to the very end of the road, you'll actually come right upon the trailhead. It's a good thing I made it back. I actually met a family that were actually on horseback. They were taking their horses up the creek, and then they actually stopped, turned around as I was passing them to ride back down the creek, and then ride down the road, because somebody had said that they heard the spearfish was getting hit with softball size hail. And then of course, as I'm actually getting to my car, I'm getting 2 tornado warnings for Lawrence County. So it looks like I might have to head south and then go around this storm. Hopefully it's not huge, and I can just go through Rapid and then take the back roads home back up towards Lead, because I live in Lawrence County, of course. So, and this monster cloud is getting bigger and bigger and darker, which is kind of scary. But we've had some pretty wicked storms the past couple of summers. All I can say, guys, is just stay safe. Like I said, you always want to make sure that the weather is doing fine. You don't ever want to go out during a lightning storm. You don't want to ever go out during any type of storm, really. And if you do, make sure you have enough time. You give yourself enough time to go up and then back down. Even if it's a half an hour, storms move in pretty quick. Lightning can reach miles from one side to the next. So I'm going to actually leave you guys with this new outro, and I will see you on the next trail. Bye.